Hi, Husky Writers. Here are the writing objectives for today. I can share stories by telling all the details that happened, and I can share a story by talking about what happened in a small group. Let's get started with the lesson. I want to start today by reading a story to you. This book is called I Love My Hair. Every night before I go to bed, Mama combs my hair. I sit between her knees, resting my elbows on her thighs like pillows. Mama is always gentle. She rubs coconut oil along my scalp and slowly pulls the comb through my hair. But sometimes it still hurts. When Mama gets to especially tangled places, I try my hardest not to cry, sucking in my breath and pressing my hands together until they're red. Maybe you've had this feeling before. But a few tears always manage to squeeze out. Mama, stop! I cry when I can't stand the comb tugging at my hair any longer. Mama puts the comb down and rubs my hurting places. Then she leans in close to me like she has a big secret to tell. Do you know why you're so lucky to have this kind of hair, Kiana? She asks. I shake my head no, because it's beautiful and you can wear it in any style you choose. Friends, what we just read right now is a little bit different from the writing that we did last week and the week before that. This is a story. How is a story different from the teaching books that we've done? What have you noticed so far in the story I Love My Hair? There are characters in our story I Love My Hair, right? There's Kiana and there's her mom so far. There's something else that's different about the two of them. They're talking to one another. Our teaching books didn't have characters that were talking. They are telling a story, and that is the kind of writing that we are going to start today. Today, writers, I want to teach you that in order to write stories, we need to practice telling stories and include all of the little details of what happened. So that will be our focus today. Let's get started. What kind of a story could I tell that involves each of you? My story might be a little different from how yours went, but there was something that happened a couple of weeks ago. Let me tell my story. One time, I was sitting with my class and we were learning about our special person when, over the intercom, it said that something had happened, that I needed to evacuate the room. It said that there was a fire drill. So I said goodbye to my class and I said, hang on, I'm not sure what's going on. So I walked out the door. I turned to the teachers and I said, do you know what's going on? And they said they didn't. We walked to go outside of the door, and you know what happened? Ms. Clark, the assistant principal of our school, said, "Teachers, false alarm, you can head on back." So I walked on back and I had a seat, and my students were waiting for me, and they were very concerned. They were wondering what was going on. So I had to explain that it was a false alarm and everything and everyone was safe. Do you remember when that happened? You do. And the way that you tell that story might be a little bit different. But think about my story and how that was a little bit different from my teaching. I was telling you about things that happened, and I mentioned characters. I was in the story, my students were in the story. When I went into the hall, who did I talk to? I talked to other teachers, right? And then at the end of my story, there was an ending, right? It finished somehow. So today, here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about that day. And hopefully you were at school that day. If you weren't, you could be thinking about another day at school. And I want you to talk through that story. What happened that day when that false alarm went off and the teacher had to leave the room for a second? What were you thinking? What did you do? And then I want you to grab a piece of paper and turn that into writing. So start by drawing your picture and add some words. What happened when the false alarm came on at school? Writers, we are going to continue working on our storybooks. Today is just the first day. We're learning about what makes a story a story. Okay, friends, I will see you again next week, and I can't wait to see what you come up with and how you tell that story. Okay, see you later.